One of the reasons the disciples were chosen was because they were simple and unlearned men. One of the things you notice about the intellectual life, especially after having 2 degrees in higher education, is sometimes people use their intellect to rationalize around the truth of their guilt. In fact, sin cannot be healed this way, but instead it only gets internally tangled. And people try to progress or go forward with a sin on their soul, which makes it impossible for healing and peace. They often do not know what is wrong with them or why they are not at peace within themselves. They lie to themselves so many times they actually believe untrue things about themselves. St. Gregory of Nyssa mentions peace is defined as harmony among those who are divided. When therefore we end that civil war within our nature and cultivate peace within ourselves, we become peace. If we truly think of Christ as our source of holiness, we shall refrain from anything wicked or impure in thought or act, and thus show ourselves to be worthy bearers of his name. This is the importance of being simple. For when Peter denied our Lord through sin, he did not hide behind his mind, but he rather wept bitterly. In other words, he went to war with himself through confession, holy virtue, and seeking to walk always with Christ in his heart. This became the most important matter in his life. This is why confession of sin is a good act and gives relief to the soul because it is telling the truth about oneself, and this allows the power of Christ to operate in one's soul. For our Lord's whole mission is to heal and bind our wounds, which are primarily the result of our own sinful folly. And this is why duplicity is such a problem, because one does not simply try to rid themselves of their sins and be holy, but seek something else or to receive something else from God. Aquinas mentions duplicity is whereby a man shows one thing outwardly while having another in his heart. And this is why a good confession, according to St. Bernard of Clairvaux, must be true, bare, and personal, not forced by fear or cloaked with pretense, but which brings forth that which one feels in an afflicted spirit. In this way, we should all seek to be simple men and women, and unlearned in worldly ways, seeking to please only the Lord in our hearts. For when someone is in love, what the world thinks of them means nothing, but only what the one they love thinks of them. And their concern is only her heart and what she thinks, and his desire is to please her alone. This is how we should think in our search for holiness, to please Christ alone.